high demand for Chinese tea in the United Kingdom. China would only accept payments of silver in return for their merchandise. As a result, Britain, who was on the gold standard, had to purchase silver from Europe and Mexico to supply the Chinese with silver.
The British found a trade in a narcotic, Indian opium. Opium is obtained from the poppy plant, a dried up latex of the poppy seed. Although it was commonly used throughout China for medical purposes and dates as far back to the Tang Dynasty, over time it began to be used in recreation. This highly addictive drug contains 12% morphine and can be mixed in with tobacco to smoke.
Opium was produced in traditionally cotton-growing regions of India under the British East India Company monopoly and in the princely states. Britain was finally profiting from the Indian colony.
Give me the tea. Give me the porcelain. Give me the salt. Give me my drugs.
China has recently cut off trading relations with the British due to the excessive amount of opium being used throughout the country and the skyrocketing prices. Chinese morale has plummeted to an all-time low, affecting Chinese economy and society.
Thousands of chests of opium have been handed over and destroyed. The governor of Canton was appointed of the goal of reducing and eliminating opium trade. He banned the sale of opium and demanded that all opium be surrendered to authorities. Foreigners who broke the bond were punishable by death.
The British have issued a war threat towards our country. Eyewitnesses have confirmed the militarization of their navy and troops have been deported. Who's at the site of the opium trade ports? 再见.
Ni hao, guys! I'm here reporting at the opium trade ports where officers are closely monitoring trade between the British and Chinese merchants. A few people have been reported and arrested for the illegal smuggling of opium drug where they may face penalties including amputation of limbs, castration, and death through unusual torture and punishment. I'm here to interview a Chinese merchant who has recently terminated his practice of opium trade.
Well, at first I was pretty pissed. I mean, I was balling, selling all those drugs. You know, how many ladies I had on me? Now I have to find something else to sell. I mean, there is nothing else to sell. I guess it's okay, not. I'm pretty sure all the merchants. I guess it's okay. Not really. I'm pretty sure all the merchants are pretty pissed at me. So I guess it's okay. Never mind. It's not.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Merchant. I wish you luck on finding your next product to deal. I mean sell. Okay, back to
谢谢. In other news, Qing authorities insisted that the British merchants not be allowed to trade unless they signed a bond, under penalty of death, promising not to smuggle opium, agreed to follow Chinese laws, and acknowledged Qing legal jurisdiction. British commander Charles Elliot ordered the British to withdraw from Canton and prohibited trade with the Chinese, although some merchants did sign the bond. Although our country has signed these bonds, the atmosphere between China and Britain are growing intense.
Good evening and welcome back to Whap World News. There has been a recent follow-up on the opium controversy. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Tina. Emperor Dai Wang has declared a war on drugs. A series of raids were ordered on the Western traders. Traders in the 13 factories warehouse have been forced to surrender. Goods have been seized. Now back to you. Breaking news. The British did not hesitate to send in the Navy. 16 warships and 27 transports, carrying 4,000 men.
China's static cannons and armada war junks have been destroyed. In just 5.5 hours, between 20,000 and 25,000 Chinese have been killed, while just 69 British have been killed.
Just from Nanking, the Chinese have signed the unequal treaty. China is opening 5 ports to foreign trade and paying 21 million silver dollars in reparation at compensation for loss of opium earnings and the cost of the war.
Battles began at Guadong, where British entered from the coast despite the closed ports. The French, who were allies with Britain, began to move upwards to Amoy, where Chinese civilians were ransacked and easily defeated. From there, the military moved inwards to Shanghai. That's when the Chinese lost and surrendered.
After years of fighting between Chinese and British, it seems that the countries have rekindled their relationship. Sinn Féin was unable to resist the advancing British and French. Seeking peace, the Chinese negotiated the treaties of Taizheng. As a part of the treaty, the British, French, Americans, and Russians were permitted to install legation in Beijing. 10 additional ports were soon to be opened to foreign trade. Foreigners would be permitted to travel through the interior, and reparation would be paid to Britain and France. In addition, the Russian signed the separate Peace of Anjou, which gave them coastal land in northern China.
It seems that even after the fighting ended, Xian Feng's government and reforms remained unpopular.
Yes, we're done! We're done! Oh my god, I'm so freaking happy!
I think we.
Okay, the battles are here in Guangdong, where the British have ransacked and murdered tons of people. Then we moved over here to Amoy, where the British have. Then. Okay, after years of fighting between the Chinese. I can't do this. Okay, you do it, Mark.
I'm pretty sure all the merchants
Xiang Fen was unable to resist the advancing British.